So we have some minutes more, yeah, so 2 or 3 minutes before we can start. I'm so happy that you're here, so that you are going to be with us today. Yeah, so thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much that you write the process. So yeah, so it's kind of check that you're with us today, that you can hear, that you can work with us. So because I will ask you today to listen, to join the listening session, and maybe so you will bring the paper and a kind of pen or pencil to check yourself. And so yeah, some minutes more. Yeah, so please, let's wait for a few seconds before we can start. So, my dear students, so it's high time for us to start. So maybe others are going to join us. So, okay. The first words, of course, are welcoming words. Welcome to our seminar today. My name is Наталья Владимировна Смирнова. I'm an associate professor of Institute of International Education of Moscow State Pedagogical University. We work with students on a unique double diploma program that we carry out together in association with London University. The Institute of International Education offers a unique teachers program. So I hope that you will join someday, you will join the teaching education program with our university and with our institute. So, but today we are going to speak with you. Okay, so I'm switching, yeah, I'm switching. So, so today we are going to speak on and discuss the mechanisms of listening and comprehension part of listening and comprehension part at Russian state examination. So it's the discussion of mechanisms, how it all work. So I hope that after the seminar you will understand how it all works, and you will understand how are you going to take part. What are you supposed, so what skills you are supposed to show at the exam. Okay, so look please at our first slide. Yeah, стратегии подготовки к ЕГЭ. So it's about strategies. It's about key points of understanding. So our next slide is about, so you remember, I hope, yeah, you trained and you know that you're supposed to write answers, so and listen to 3 parts of 3 tasks of this exam. So the first task and the second task, they are called задание 1 and задание 2. So you are on the screen. You can see the exact words that are going to be written in your sheets. Okay, so the maximum score for the first task is 6, and the maximum score for the second is 7. So the level, it's kind of announcement. Well, don't take that seriously. So this, of course, luck. So, and I will explain. So where you may be lucky or unlucky, but okay, take it for granted. So someday you can be unlucky at the exam. So it's normal. Okay, state of things and affairs. Okay, task 1. Вы услышите 6 высказываний. Установите соответствие между высказыванием каждого говорящего и утверждениями. This task is for general understanding. So you should, the skill that is trained here to understand generally what it is about, and so you should understand at least 80% of information. Okay, the third task is understanding of details. So task 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 are for understanding of details. The task looks like that. Вы услышите интервью дважды, выберите правильный ответ 1, 2 или 3. The maximum score 7. The level is a little bit higher, but this is the lucky task. These are the lucky tasks you can guess here. So if you use your logics, the guessing is possible here. Okay, the most tricky problem that you have in front of you. So you have 2 months, and how to prepare at home. So the preparation time, as I understand, that is in front of us, is 1 month. Train, please, and listen every day. The systematic approach is very important. Listen, please, every day. It shouldn't be a long listening. Half an hour is enough, but every day. And do the task in the format of the exam. So it's not listening and watching films. Work only in the exam format. As you will get accustomed to the format itself. So if you have a month of exam preparation, listen to the recording in the exam format. You should get accustomed to the format. You should get accustomed to the exam format. It's very particular. It's time limits, the skill to choose sentence with the general information, understanding of the British variant of pronunciation. Especially train yourself to identify the key words. Today I will show how to do that. That's very important skill to memorize the key word. It should be one key word. Train yourself to do tasks 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9. They are easy, and possible to do. So how to listen at the recording at home? So it's advice. Of course, you may choose your variant of preparation. It's only my advice. Close your eyes and try to understand the general content of the recording. Read the task. Open your eyes and read the task. Mark the key words and try to exclude one wrong variant or wrong variants. Listen to the script and mark the key sentences. Choose the answers. Try not to peep in the script. Check yourself. Find the answers to the task. At the exam, the time limit of the reading part, so I mean the time that you will be given to read the task is the first task, 20 seconds. Truly speaking, it's impossible to memorize, to read attentively, to memorize and to concentrate on the reading. That's why the advice is, well, that's important, dear students. That information is really important. When you are given the examination paper, so when you're able to read, please start reading. Don't waste your time on listening to the announcement and explanation. So start to read the task as quick as possible. Save up time. Don't listen to the announcement and explanation. If you follow my advice, you will have 2 minutes for reading. That's enough. 2 minutes for reading is enough. If you concentrate, if you read attentively, it's possible. Because students say that the time limit, so okay, they were not able to memorize. Okay, so let's go further. So task 2, again, the most important, start to read the task. So you finish task 1, please start very quickly, start reading the tasks in the tasks. Okay, so save up time, don't listen to the announcement and explanation. You will have, if you do that, so you will have 1 minute and 20 seconds in front of you. So for the reading of the task. Otherwise, you will have only 20 seconds for reading. Okay, and then listen to the recording. So it depends on you. So I usually close my eyes when I listen, but maybe, so here, so in this exam format, better look at the task. Look at the task and listen. Okay, let's go further. So these are tips. Well, these are tips. So, okay. If you have found the same word in task 1 and task 2, you saw this word. I will show how it works. Yeah. So later on we will listen with you, and I will show. So you hear the word on the recording, and you saw the exact word in your task. It's not the helping information. So this information is a trap. Это ловушка. So it's a trap. Don't choose this answer. Usually, right answers contain synonyms, synonymic expressions, so the same ideas expressed using other words. Well, of course you should read and you should understand, but it's, well, 98% it's a trap. Don't choose this variant. Tip number 2, choose not stated. You know that in task 2, you have to say if it's true, false, or not stated. Okay, not stated means the absence of information about it. So you didn't hear any information about it. So please don't use your imagination. Don't try to reconstruct the situation and guess. It's not about that. So absence of information means not stated. Tip number 3, in tasks. So in tasks 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So the recording is the same. It will be played 2 times. All the recordings will be played 2 times. And try to notice the exact word from the task sentence. So in these tasks, if you heard the word that is in your task, it's okay. It's the right variant. It's your choice. So try to notice the exact word from the task sentence in the first part of the recording for the tasks. If you have task 3 and 4, your answer should be in the first part of the recording. In the middle for the tasks 5 and 7, and at the end of the recording for tasks 8 and 9. Okay, it's well, you understand that, yeah? So you just follow the recording and mark the answers like this. So they're not mixed, what I mean. Tip number 4, always use your logics. Never panic. Try to stay calm. That's very important. Well, many students have guessed, it's true information, really. So many students have guessed right answers in tasks from the task 3 to task 9. If you use your logics, there's a kind of even game. Try to play it. So you have time for that. Open the papers, listening papers, and try to use your logics and try to answer. You will understand that most of the answers will be right. It works, yeah? Okay, this is about getting nervous at the exam. Well, for successful accomplishment of the listening tasks, understanding of 80% of words is enough. Don't get nervous that you don't understand the words. Ignore the unknown words. That is the skill that you should acquire. I hope that you have this skill. You can guess the words. Even if you read the task, it's possible to guess the word, if you understand that this particular word is very important for us. Okay, the next part of today's talk, about the exact task. So, task 1. Вы услышите 6 высказываний, установите соответствие между высказыванием каждого говорящего и утверждениями, данными в списке. So please, my dear students, read what you have on the slide, and I will play the recording. So I hope it works. Please concentrate, read very attentively. So some minutes to read, and let's listen and try to answer. Okay, have you read? Okay, so I hope that you have read these 7 sentences. Let's listen.
Now we are ready to start. Speaker 1. I really loved my high school, but it was a time when I was having a lot of arguments and fights at home, so school was the place where I went to escape from all my problems. And I really worked hard. I stayed at school long hours. I didn't want to go home. And I loved my teachers, and a lot of us are still friends. So yeah, high school was great. Speaker 2.
High school was quite a good experience for me, really. My high school wasn't a fantastic school, just an ordinary one. But I had lots of fun, made lots of good friends, learned how to communicate and how to avoid conflicts. Yeah, I think I came out of it able to deal with life problems.
Speaker 3.
High school for me was, well, quite dull, although they call it formative years. I enjoyed my senior year because I didn't go to high school as often as I did before my senior year. Overall, I didn't do much and didn't learn much either. So my high school was a little difficult and a little strange.
Speaker 4.
Okay, I think I loved my high school. That was the best part of my whole school life because I had my best friends there and a bunch of good teachers, a lot of hard work and studies, happy and sad moments. And it was fantastic. Also, we had our final exams in high school. It was really tough, but I had great friends in my class, so we did a lot of joint studying and were really successful.
Speaker 5. I loved high school. I absolutely loved it. I can't even describe it. I grew up in a town of 1,000 people, and so my whole graduating class was 35 people who I had known since my childhood, and we were all very, very close, like maybe brothers or sisters. And still my best friends are 2 people from my high school. The years spent at high school were the happiest. Speaker 6.
I have to admit, I loved high school. I thought high school was the best. It's a really good time, you know. You play sports, you're in clubs, you hang out with your friends. But what I remember most about high school, though, is that I thought it would never end. I mean, at that point, you've been in school your entire life, and I remember thinking, you know what, I'm always going to be a student. They're never going to let me out of school. But eventually they did.
So, well, so I would like to give you advice. Firstly, so when you see the task, try to pick up the key words and memorize and try to hold these words. It should be only one word in each sentence, because 7 words you should hold in your memory. Okay, in our example, the first sentence, arguments are keywords, arguments and fights. The second, forever. They will keep her at high school forever. Yeah, that girl will tell us. Number 3, social skills. Number 4, hiding place. So that boy hid at school because he had problems at home. Okay. 5, friends at school are family for him. Family. So even not as a family, family. So school is a family. And number 6, little interest. She had no interest in her study, so no interest, little interest. Number 7, so the speaker enjoyed classmates, studying with classmates, so good relations with classmates. Okay, so I will open the script that we have heard just some seconds ago. Okay, you remember, yes, that boy for whom the school was a hiding place. Look, I went to escape all my problems. It's about him. So he escaped from all the problems. But in our task, a hiding place. School was a hiding place. School helped to deal with life problems. So school developed social skills. You see that, paraphrasing, not exact word. These are not exact words that are in the task. I think I came out of it able to deal with life problems. Okay, it's about social skills training at school. Okay, speaker C. I didn't do much and I didn't learn much. Is it about interest? So that girl said that she had little interest. Yes, it's about little interest. She didn't do much. She wasn't interested at all, but not very close, of course. having no interest and doing not much, they're not the same. These things are not the same, but you may choose. It's okay. So you may choose this answer. So in this task, it's okay. So speaker D. So I had great friends. So it's, of course, about classmates. It's about classmates. It's sentence 7. So brothers and sisters that you had at school, it's about family. So the high school was kind of family for the speaker. And that girl, so her, they are never going to let me out of school. So the school will last forever. Yeah. Okay. Our answers. So the answers, you see, yeah, how to fill in, yeah. So how to write in the answers. Okay. So and we chose like this, yeah. So. So it's an example how to answer. Yeah, I hope you can read. Yeah. So okay, let's go further. Let's go further. So this is task 2. Task 2. You remember that in task 1. So I'm sorry, I forgot a very important thing. Do you remember that phrase about arguments and fights in task 1? It was, but never choose it. There was a phrase, and that phrase about arguments and fights, it was in the recording. Never choose. If you hear the exact word in the recording and you see it in the task, well, it's a trap. Okay, task 2. So, вы услышите диалог, определите, какие из приведенных утверждений соответствуют содержанию текста. So, okay. So true, you should choose if it is true, false, or not stated. If there is no information, you choose not stated. Okay, again, so what you do, you look at these words, at these sentences in the task, and you try to pick up the key words. Okay, so Mary's mother is not interested in Robin Hood. So Robin Hood, yeah, Robin Hood, our word is. A vintage inn is an average countryside pub. Vintage inn, countryside pub. Food prices in a vintage inn are rather high. Vintage inns offer only traditional British cuisine. Vintage inns are often close to local sites. Local sites, okay. The level of service can vary in different vintage inns. Mary has a map of vintage inns. Okay, try to hold in your memory the key words. Okay, Robin Hood, a vintage inn, country pub, prices high, British cuisine, social sites, level of service, okay, service, map. What map? Okay, map. So I will play the recording. So our recording, yeah, the script of the recording. So I will play it.
Now we are ready to start. Hello, Mary. You look great and you have a wonderful tan. What did you do at the weekend?
Hello, Jack. Well, my parents and I had a long drive to the countryside to Sherwood Forest. My father is very much interested in Robin Hood, you know. Then we had lunch in a vintage inn in the summer garden. It was fantastic.
A vintage inn? What is that? Is it a kind of countryside pub?
Not really. Actually, there are a lot of them, close to many major sites in Great Britain. They may look village-like, but the standards of service are very high, and the food is very tasty.
I don't find such places amusing. Besides, the prices there are usually huge.
It's not cheap, I agree. At the same time, a lunch in London can be even more expensive indeed. Where else can you try a traditional pudding or delicious cheddar mash after all?
Still, I don't see any point in driving miles from London just to have a light lunch. What will you do there except gazing out of the window across a village green or a natural pond? If you're lucky.
I cannot agree with you here, I'm afraid. Vintage inns are generally located in places worth visiting, like stately homes or historic villages or any other tourist attractions, and many are close to enchanting walks. It's not only about a meal. As for staying indoors, as I said, most vintage inns have their own gardens, and they're ideal to have lunch in fine weather. That's where I got my tan anyway.
Well, you seem to have managed to persuade me. Next weekend, I'm going to Cardiff. Is there a vintage inn close?
There must be one. If you take a look at the map, you'll certainly discover the closest vintage inn.
It may turn out not as good as the one you visited last weekend, though.
According to the travel brochure, every vintage inn is different, but they're all the same. They may have different designs and menus, but all landlords and landladies share the same passion for good food and excellent service, believe me.
Okay, can you lend me the map? I am sure you took one in the inn you visited.
You know me well enough. I'll bring it tomorrow, I promise.
Thanks.
Okay. Well, information that is of interest for us. So this says in D. So on the slide, look please, how they wrote this task. Vintage inns offer only traditional British cuisine. Okay, was there an information about British cuisine? Yes, there was. Well, I marked it in purple. Look at it, please. Where else can you try traditional pudding or delicious cheddar mash after all? It's about traditional British food. But it was about having only British cuisine. That's very difficult because of time, yeah? So, well, difficult to guess. But the answer, so the problem is, once again, the problem is that vintage inns offer only traditional British cuisine. So this is the possible mistake. So here the answer, not stated. There was no information that they serve only British cuisine. Well, for me, it was really hard to guess, really hard to understand. But you see how it all works. This is a kind of trick. So we'll be very attentive to each word. Okay, so the answers, I will open the slide with the answers. Okay, the answers are like this. So I kind of, look, please, read attentively. So the right answers, I hope you were right, yeah, when you listened, when you followed the script during the listening part. Okay, so what is, again, important? I hope that your teachers told you about that. So, well, how to write one? So exaggerate it and write like this. Палочка. Просто палочка. Циферка 1 – это палочка. Если вы напишете русскую цифру 1, вам могут засчитать ее за цифру 7. Пожалуйста, будьте внимательны. Очень жаль, если... So, okay. Okay. Okay, and the answers are, so A3, B2, well, there was a sentence about sites. It's easy. Yeah, sites, it was about sites. Okay, so C1, so it's true, yeah. So number 1, it's true. Number 2, false. And 3, not stated. Please learn it by heart before the exam. So true, figure 1. Figure 2, it's false. And 3, not stated. Well, because you should, at the exam, you should concentrate not on, well, that true is 1. Well, okay, true 1, 3. So you should remember that. And you should concentrate, of course, on the words, not on the figures 1, 2, 3, okay? So D3, E1, F2, G1. Okay, and you write it like this. Okay, in the answers, no commas, you see? Запятых нет. Okay, so this is just an enumeration of these figures. No commas in the answers. Okay, and the last part, it's listening for details. Well, okay, so we won't listen. So I hope you will train at home. You will listen to it. Please listen only in the exam format and train yourself to react. So you should train the quick reaction, well, according to these rules, examination rules. It's well, you should treat all the exam procedures like a game. It's a game. So this time you should work according to these rules. Next, when you're students, you will be asked to do something else like this. So, well, that's important. That's important to understand that it's, well, even if you fail at the exam, it's not a failure, it's an experience in your life. Well, if you have a kind of negative experience in your life, you will become stronger, nothing else. It's not a you never lose. You can't lose. Dear students, well, I hope you will understand that. I hope you now understand that. So, okay, it's a game, okay? Nothing else. Okay, so task 3. Okay, so the problem is the bullying. The text is about bullying. What is bullying? You don't know the word. You understand that's the, well, it's failure. Well, you don't know what bullying, and the whole listening passage is about bullying. Okay, please read in the task. Task 3. Bad behavior towards other people is considered bullying. Okay, bullying is bad behavior. What kind of bad behavior? So, playing tricks, pushing other people, playing bad jokes on other people, but bad behavior. Okay, it doesn't matter what bad behavior really. So if you don't know the word bullying, it's about that. Yeah. So try to guess. So, and train yourself to be attentive and guess the word. But bullying, really, the whole text is about bullying. Okay. So, and again, so bullying is physically hurtful when other kids, other students push you, just hit you or kick you. Okay, so it is repeated here more than once. If more than once, it is repeated. So and the last, it takes place at school. Okay, so let's watch in the script. Okay, let's watch in the script. Okay, so bullying is repeated. Yes, please look, there's exact word. Bullying is repeated. It happens more than once, was in our task. So paraphrasing, but more than once means repeatedly. Okay, bullying is repeated. Once again, it must be repeated 2 times. This phrase is used 2 times. Okay, note this, please. Keep it in mind. So, repeated, this word in the listening passage is used 2 times. Okay, there's a sentence also here in our part. So this is saying hurtful things, physical violence. Okay, let's go back to our answers. So, it is physically hurtful. Yes, we found that in our script. And it happens more than once. It is repeated. So the word repeated was used in the script 2 times. Okay, it takes place at school. The whole text is about, the whole listening passage was about school. Okay, I didn't know how to answer this question. I used my logics. I crossed out takes place at school. Okay, let's state that it's a wrong answer. Okay, we have 2 variants, 1 and 2. Physically hurtful. Yes, it was. It was in the recording. So it happens more than once, 2 times. The word repeated was used. Yeah, bullying is repeated. It must be repeated. I chose repeated. Then I checked myself with the answers. The answer repeated, or the answer more than once, was the correct variant. Okay. But, well, physical hurtful also possible. Yeah. Okay. The correct answer was more than once. Okay. The other task. So, the other task, it's task 4. The only good thing about face-to-face bullying is that face-to-face bullying, our key problem here, key word, face-to-face bullying. Well, in the face, it happens face-to-face. It's when it happens openly. So when somebody behaves openly. Okay, it can be noticed and dealt with. It is not as harmful as indirect bullying, is less common than other forms of bullying. Okay, it can be noticed. By whom? By teachers. Okay, it can be noticed. It is not harmful. So direct bullying is even worse. Less common than other forms of bullying. So I think logically that so number 1 and number 2, I'm hesitating between choosing number 1 and number 2, because number 3, it's the same as in number 2, but in other words. Okay, so let's check. So face-to-face bullying, it's the type of behavior that a teacher can see and try to stop. Okay, the teacher can notice it. Was there also notice? Okay. Can be noticed and dealt with by the teacher. The teacher can notice. Notice, yes. So the right variant, 1. Okay, and there was well, the last minutes of our presentation, of our discussion. So it's about the scheme. So the first answers are at the beginning of the listening. Tasks 7, 8, 6, 7. So in the middle, and the last part. Okay. So the last part, for example, task 9. Okay, a victim of bullying may show one of the following signs. So victim, yeah, how the victim reacts. So the victims usually are becoming openly violent, showing lack of appetite. They lose appetite. They don't want to eat. Becoming more talkative. Strange. So victims, they are becoming more talkative. Well, you understand that it's a wrong answer. Okay, again, you're hesitating between number 1 and number 2. Victim usually becomes more violent or loses appetite, kind of showing depression, yeah, so losing appetite. Okay, I will open the script. This task 9. The words of Bruce, yeah. There are changes in eating and sleeping patterns, and this is the last phrase of our recording. The last phrase of the recording corresponds to task 9. Okay, so there are changes in eating and sleeping patterns. Okay, the correct answer is that the victim showing lack of appetite. Victim loses appetite, doesn't want to eat. Okay, so thank you very much. Thank you very much that you were with me today. So that, okay, I'm happy to answer your questions. So, dear students, so please ask your questions. So you can ask questions in Russian. Of course, you can write the questions in Russian, please, dear students. I hope I can help you. So, dear students, please type in questions. I'm waiting for them. I don't see them. Okay, yes, of course. So thank you. So I'm happy. The first question. To show, можете ли... Okay, I will switch into Russian. Okay? Можете ли вы, пожалуйста, показать первые 3 слайда? Okay. Shall we? So, with the... so, okay, the first slide. Yeah, the second slide. Yes. Задание 1 и задание 2 на понимание основного смысла. Если вы услышали ту фразу, вы увидели слова в задании, именно эти слова вы услышали в вашей записи, это подвох. Значит, это задание мы не выбираем, потому что все задания построены на перефразировании. Перефразирование. Пожалуйста, будьте внимательны в этот момент. Слова, которые вы услышите в записи, могут встречаться в ваших заданиях только в задании 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Там действительно, если вы услышали это слово, как вот в нашем примере, да, у нас было notice, the teacher will notice, и у вас в задании было это слово notice, вы выбираете в данном случае этот вариант. То есть это как раз понимание деталей. То есть понимание не деталей, именно вы должны услышать то слово, которое от вас требует. Окей, выключаю. Так, демонстрацию экрана. Так. Так, дорогие мои, сейчас первый вопросы у нас были еще. Как долго вы учите английский? Дорогие студенты, всю жизнь. Всю жизнь. Учителя учат язык всю жизнь. Это не наш родной язык, поэтому постоянная тренировка, постоянная. Да, то есть язык забывается. Это то, что забывается. Забывается очень быстро, забывается за год, за полгода. Для поддержания уровня языка нужно на нем говорить, нужно им пользоваться, общаться регулярно. Особенно, конечно, наши дорогие будущие учителя. Я, к сожалению, забыла немецкий язык. Мой второй язык был немецкий, я с ним не работала какое-то время, его забыла. Очень жаль, очень жаль. То есть теперь я как собака. Все понимаю, но сказать ничего не могу. Язык ушел, к сожалению, да, но это была часть моей профессии. Да, действительно, наш с вами следующий вопрос. Да, 20. Возможно, вы можете получить 20 баллов за эти задания. Вы знаете, вы можете это сделать. Ошибок в части аудирования очень мало. Особенно мне бы хотелось вам еще раз все-таки сказать, что задания 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 очень простые. Используя вашу логику, здравый смысл, вы можете даже угадать, если вы совсем ничего не поняли. Пожалуйста, тренируйте языковую догадку. Это то, что нужно. Какие навыки нужны вам пригодятся? Конечно, концентрация внимания. Пожалуйста, не нервничайте. Это не тот момент в жизни, когда надо нервничать. Языковая догадка. Те слова, будут слова, которые вы не поймете. Как в нашем тексте bullying. Мне кажется, что многие могут не догадаться, но посмотрите, в нашем с вами примере было предложение, когда можно догадаться. Bullying is bad behavior. Bad behavior. Неважно, какое плохое поведение. Неважно это. Мы догадались. Если мы прочитали это предложение, мы уже в состоянии сделать это задание. По поводу языковой догадки, уровня языка, темпа речи, только британский вариант. Сейчас слушаем, пока мы готовимся к экзамену, только британский вариант, только формат экзамена. И, вы знаете, окей, самое главное сказала, что-то забыла, но ничего страшного. Окей. Мои дорогие, учебники разные учебники, не важны учебники. Самообразование важно. Самообразование, желание выучить язык. Учебник, да не важен учебник. Важно ваше желание выучить язык. Важно желание поддерживать уровень языка. Не концентрируйтесь на этом. Сейчас для подготовки к экзамену вы выбираете только формат экзамена. Вы выбираете тесты ФИПИ, вы выбираете вот это решу ЕГЭ и работаем. Работаем, слушаем. При подготовке к письменной части, то письму, выучиваем шаблоны. Креативность, творческий подход не нужен. Этого не требуется на экзамене. Если вы простыми, доступными словами, без единой ошибки, очень аккуратно напишите эту часть, все будет замечательно, балл будет высокий. Вы не получите несчастных 2 балла за креативность, за но вы получите ваши баллы за отсутствие ошибок. Следующий момент – говорение. Это не тема нашего сегодняшнего, да, но, пожалуйста, не надо использовать сложные фразы. Рассказываем наши придуманные рассказики, они нам помогут. Где надо, та часть, где нужно действительно сконцентрироваться, это чтение текста и аудирование. В говорении, письму вы пишете, говорите то, что вы выучили дома. Это придаст вам спокойствие, уверенности в себе. Ничего творческого, пожалуйста, не придумывайте. Не концентрируйтесь на ошибках. Ошибки вы можете допустить только в части письма и в части говорения. Это те части, дорогие студенты, которые вы учите дома. Это ваше домашнее задание. Выучите их как стихотворение и напишите, не будет у вас ошибок. Учим наизусть стихотворение. Угу. Извините, пожалуйста, читаю ваши вопросы. Почему? Так, у нас было, извините, пожалуйста, был вопрос у нас с вами. Почему not stated? Эта информация, ее нет. Not stated – это отсутствие информации. False, когда в тексте об этом информация была, но она неверна. А not stated – отсутствие информации. Но, вы знаете, конечно, это очень сложный момент, и ошибки вот здесь, вот в этом моменте бывают. Я вам сегодня попыталась показать в задании, когда было only British cuisine, и надо было увидеть это слово only. Поэтому, пожалуйста, будьте внимательны к каждому слову. Конечно, будьте внимательны, еще, вы знаете, бывает очень жаль, когда вы переносите ваши ответы и допускаете ошибки. Ой, так обидно. И вот этот момент, конечно, вот будьте внимательны, вас ловят буквально вот на этом. Да? Но чаще всего, то есть вот момент, да, not stated, много ошибок, но это значит, что этой информации в данном тексте не было. Угу. Так. Любит. Так, по поводу Робин Гуд and Pub. Давайте вернемся все-таки еще раз с вами. Я включу презентацию, мы с вами посмотрим. У нас, да, вот спрашивают задание, очень хороший вопрос. Значит, скажите, пожалуйста, значит, почему not stated, почему не false? Есть же информация, что не мама, а папа любит паб Робин Гуд. Угу. Давайте вернемся. Вы знаете, это очень важно, потому что вы вот сейчас вы смотрите механизм, как они, учителя, вам этот тест составляют. Мы учимся расшифровывать. То есть вы должны, почему нужно обязательно проделывать тесты? Вы должны понять, как эти тесты строятся, да, как они вам их составляют. Тогда вы сможете расшифровать. То есть вы пытаетесь выучить правила игры. А правила игры можно понять только поиграв в эту игру. Угу. Сейчас включаю. Давайте потратим наше с вами время и вернемся к этому заданию. Угу. Окей. Вот наш с вами tip script, да, скрипт. So, hello, Jack. Well, my parents and I had a long drive to the countryside to Sherwood Forest. My father is very much interested in Robin Hood. Well, Robin Hood, it's not the name of the pub. Yeah, so Robin Hood is the hero of Sherwood Forest. Yeah. Помните, да, это был разбойник, знаменитый английский, благородный разбойник, который охотился в Шервудском лесу и жил там. Окей, возвращаемся в наше с вами задание. Ой, извините, да, не извините, да, вот оно наше с вами задание, да. Mary's mother is not interested in Robin Hood. Так, про маму информации у нас не было. Про маму не говорится, только папа очень интересуется Робин Гудом. Ответ был выбран not stated. В тексте была информация про папу, про маму ни слова не было сказано. Так, логика нам помогла в данном случае. Так, дальше. Так, дорогие мои, дальше смотрю ваши вопросы. Так, мы с вами, извините меня, пожалуйста, я сейчас, так, да, значит, вот смотрите, вот наш ответ, я вам не показала, извините меня, пожалуйста, да, вот наш ответ, да, вот наш вопрос. Mary's mother is not interested in Robin Hood. Видите, да? И вы видите этот ответ. Еще раз покажу, буквально несколько секунд, покажу вам сами слова. Так, Sherwood Forest, yeah? So, well, my parents and I had a long drive to the countryside, to the Sherwood Forest. My father, видите, про маму ни слова. My father is very much interested in Robin Hood. Ни слова про маму. Про маму нет, видите, ни слова. Значит, пишем not stated. Возвращаюсь. Так, наши вопросы. Сейчас я отвечу на все ваши вопросы. Да, отвечаю на все вопросы. Дорогие мои, ждите, пожалуйста, если еще не ответил на ваш вопрос. Если где-то очень мало ошибок, то не факт, что их нельзя не допустить. А уж со мной такое постоянно, допускаю ошибки. Там, где, казалось бы, невозможно их было допустить. Совет учить наизусть. Учим наизусть стихотворение, которые мы выдаем на экзамене, да, ничего не придумываем, потому что будут ошибки, да, вот в вашем случае. Так. Где можно взять материал для аудирования? Еще раз, пожалуйста, делаем только в формате нашего ЕГЭ. Вот этот вариант я взяла из апрельского 2020 года, то есть самый-самый современный. Конечно, мы проделываем с вами сейчас современные варианты, тренируем наш навык, да, и потом, значит, у нас ФИПИ, да, ФИПИ, вот эта база данных, решу ЕГЭ. Вот наши две основные козырные карты. Другие тоже возможны, да, варианты, но только в формате экзамена. Все наши навыки, которые мы тренируем, они очень специфические. Поэтому вам нужно условные рефлексы тренировать. Да? Поэтому только в этом формате работаем. Так, дорогие мои, еще какие вопросы? Все, спасибо вам большое. Спасибо вам большое, да? Да, спасибо большое. Презентация будет выложена. Вы сможете ее еще раз посмотреть. Окей. То есть эта информация, она доступна будет вам. Спасибо вам огромное. Good luck, my dear students. Хотелось бы вас поддержать. Удачи вам. Удачи на экзамене. Не волнуйтесь, у вас все получится. Все годы, которые вы учили язык, они с вами. Вы не забыли язык, вы не можете забыть язык. Не нервничайте, у вас все получится. Спасибо вам большое. Спасибо. Спасибо, дорогие мои, спасибо.